Good evening, friends. Good evening, yoga friends. Wednesday evening. Time to do some yoga. We're live on Facebook. I'm going to wait for some people to join. Hey, Al. Welcome. Nice to see you again. We have a few people streaming in. Good evening. Welcome to Wednesday evening yoga. Thank you for joining. Going to wait a few minutes, get a bit of feedback. I can see there's one or two people joining. Bit of an upsell for yoga in the meantime. I think one of the things that was most captivating for me when I started yoga. Hey Sue, thanks for joining. Anton, okay. One of the things that hooked me most was yoga as a kind of a mood management tool, to put it clinically. Hey Lisa, I found that no matter how I went into the class, no matter where I was on the spectrum of all emotions, and we're all on there somewhere, no matter if I was anxious or stressed or lethargic or blue, yoga always had this, doing these physical asanas had this almost alchemic ability to shift you towards a happier, more natural state, no matter what mood I was in going into it. And that was pretty fundamental for me. It has something to do with lengthening and strengthening and stretching the spine. Our entire nervous system runs through our spine. It's intricately linked to our mood. And when we all have kinks and compressions in our spine, which are caused by gravity, insufficient response to gravity, stress, holding positions in the spine, and postural unawareness. I mean, my personal cross to bear was carrying a school satchel on my one shoulder for 12 years, and it's kind of a life's work to stretch that hip out again and get symmetrical. So we all have these imperfections, but through following these principles like strengthening the spine, lengthening the spine, we can all get closer to our own natural happy state. So that's enough waffle. Let's get going. Breathing through the nose. Let's go. So come up to the front of the mat, feet together. Interlace your hands behind your back. Now lift your shoulders. Press your shoulders up and slightly back, keeping your neck relaxed. Activate your shoulders up. Just enjoy stretching into the upper shoulder blades as you lift the shoulders up, pressing back, keeping your mouth closed. Driving down into the feet, lifting the top of the head. If there was a book on the top of the head, you'd lift that book by a few more millimeters. Okay, release the hands, interlace the fingers, and press the hands away from you now. Perhaps the shoulders are pressing forward now. Raise the hands up. So your forearms are behind your ears. Shoulders are now lifting up again. Stretching the sole or the palms of your hands towards the ceiling. Now bend your knees. And unlock the hands, palms facing each other. And then straighten up, back to standing position. Right arm up, left arm down. Increase the distance between your fingertips, so you're stretching from left to right through the body. Hips are lifting up, but you're stretching your hands as far apart as you can get them. Putting your top hand behind your ear, put that upper arm is behind your ear, and then slowly switch sides. Right hand up, left hand back. Putting both hands towards the back actually, and stretching, increasing the distance from fingertip to fingertip. Okay, change sides. I may have cued that wrongly now. I'm going to be mirroring my cueing. So your right hand down, your left hand up. If this is, yeah. So that left hand comes over the right shoulder. And then that right leg, that inner leg, lift it up and lengthen its strange position. This. Drive that thigh back slightly. And then back to standing. Right hand up, left hand down. Stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Right hand leans over to the left shoulder. That inside left leg lifts up. Lengthen into the heel. Drive the thigh back. Release. Okay, something different there. Knees bent, arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Pull your ribs and your belly button back, trying to get everything above your hips. Okay, we're in a prayer. Our forearms are a nice straight line. Our fingers are spread. We're pressing firmly hand to hand. Prayer down to the knees. Lengthen the back of the head so you're gazing at the floor slightly ahead of you. Move slowly and deliberately, right elbow to your left knee. Back to the center. And then other side, left elbow to the right knee. Okay, hands down, wide apart on the mat, step back to plank. Now your body's a straight plank from the heels to the top of the head. If your hips are too high, lower them so that you're a nice straight plank. Lift your hips towards the ceiling. And then knees down, wide apart, toes touching. Sink your groins down into child's pose. Keep on your fingertips and lengthen from your hips to your wrists. Elbows are lifting. Okay, up onto all fours. So our thighs are vertical, our arms are vertical. Hands are spread wide on the mat. Lift your torso into like a cat position, like you're stretching up. You're pressing your hips towards your armpits, stretching up like a cat, arching your back. Back to neutral. Now sink your belly down, broaden your buttock bones, gaze forward, like a cow belly. Everything goes down low, your bum bones go broad. Back up to neutral. Once more, cat. Arch your back. Shoulders press back towards your armpits. Back to neutral. And then cow again. Your belly is bowing down. Buttock bones are spreading. And then back to neutral. So the neutral spine is where the distance between your hips and your shoulders is the longest. If you cat or cow, you're decreasing the distance. So we want to lengthen that length of our body. So activate the hips back. Press the shoulders forward so we can really lengthen our torso. Keep your neck relaxed. Shoulders are pressing forward, hips are pulling back, neck is relaxed. Keep all of that. Tuck your toes and straighten your legs. Drive your thighs back into downward dog. Thighs pull back away from the hands. Stretch your spine. Use your thighs as levers, pressing into the back of the hamstrings. Lift your ribs a little bit. Pull further back. Pull your thumb bones back. Lengthen the back side of your body. Neck is relaxed. Maybe you want to lower your shoulders slightly so that your neck is between your arms. Broaden your shoulder blades. Okay, tiptoe your feet together in the center of the mat. Knees are bent. Lift your right leg up and twist it so that the shin is parallel to the back of the mat. And just holding it there. Now lift that shin, keeping it parallel to the back of the mat. So your knee is bent. It's a nice hip opener. That shin is lifting. You're on high tiptoes on the standing leg, and then come down gently. Both knees are bent. You're on tiptoes on both knees, both feet. Left leg. Lift the bent knee. Shin is parallel to the back of the mat, and lift it, driving it up, opening up that hip. Okay, down with the bent knee, both feet on the ground. Straighten both legs. Lift the right leg straight up into the sky. Maybe you want to point the toe or drive up into the heel. The heel is the highest part of your leg. Okay, leg down, both feet are together. Left leg up, other side. Press your thigh up. Lengthen all the way up into the heel. Leg down, knees down, wide apart, child's pose. Sink down, recover. Let yourself catch your breath. Okay, up onto all fours, tuck your toes, downward dog, and walk up the center line of the mat slowly with small steps all the way to the top. Bend your knees, hands on your hips. Come out of it. Just check in, everything's functioning. Hi Valma, hi Bianca. Great. Okay, we're standing up at the front of the mat, feet are together. Lift your right foot up, place it on the inner thigh. We're going for tree pose. Perhaps the heel is slightly further forward of the toes, or whatever feels comfortable. The knee is pulling back. Hands can be on your hips or out to the side for now. Find a spot and focus on it. Press down into the foot. Lengthen the standing line all the way to the top of the head. Fingers are spread for balance. Slowly, we're going to rotate 90 degrees towards our bent knee. It's a tricky one. If you're still there, rotate back to tree and come out of it. Something new. Left foot up on the inside thigh. Get your balance. Breathing through the nose. Keep your foot, obviously doesn't rotate, but you rotate your arms and you look towards the bent leg, which is back to the front and release. Okay, feet are together at the front of the mat. Step your right leg back a big distance. Bend the front knee so that it's over the ankle. That inside line of the foot cuts through the back foot there. Hands on your hips. Shoulders are above your hips. Arms out to the side, warrior two. Your arms are parallel to the floor, your fingers are spread. You're spreading like this. Gazing over the front arm, over the front middle finger. Zoom in on the fingernail. Arms up. Hips are sinking down. Arms are reaching up. Keep that back arm reaching up. That front left elbow to the knee. Both arms are reaching up to the sky. That front hand, drop the fingertips to the floor on the inside of the foot, stretching up with the opposite hand. Top hand down, roll onto the ball of the back foot. Now you're facing the front. Hips are facing the front. Stretch the heel back and look forward and lengthen to the top of the head. From the back heel, if you look under the leg, lengthen all the way to the top of your head. Okay, bend the back leg, step forward next to the other foot, shoot the left foot back, big distance. Coming up to warrior two. So the front knee is bent over the ankle. That line of the front foot bisects the back foot. Arms are parallel to the mat. Spread the fingers, your shoulders are above your hips. Back thigh driving back. Change down again with the mood and the breathing. Fully active, an element of surrender involved. Arms up. Now there's two pillars of strength from your hips all the way through your shoulders to the fingertips. Keep stretching up the hands, front elbow onto the knee. Hands are facing the ceiling. Driving back with that back thigh. Front fingertips to the ground on the inside of the foot. Stretching out to the top hand. Top hand down, you're facing the front. You're on the ball of the back foot. Look underneath your left leg. Look at the line from the heel through to the hips to the shoulders. Get that one nice straight line. Shoulders are pressing forward, heels pulling back. Okay, bend the back knee, step forward. Shoot the right leg back, knee down. Arms out to the side. Those hips are pressing down and forward. Now you're stretching up with the hands. Left elbow on your left knee. Straighten that right side. Drop the back heel, front arm up. Another way of getting to the side angle pose. Back hand is level to the floor, front hand is level to the floor. Warrior two again. Step forward. Inhale up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your left foot back, big distance. Back knee down. Arms out to the side and then up. Fingers are spread. Left elbow on your left knee. Activate that right side. Sorry, I didn't mirror that cue, but you're doing the opposite side to what we've just done. I'm sure you're with the program. Drop the back heel, point to the back with the back hand. Front arms parallel to the mat. Step forward. Not much more, one or two more. Lunge poses. Knees bent, arms up. Chair pose. Fingertips down next to the heels. Step your right foot back, big distance, knee down, arms up. This time the left wrist is on the left knee. Straighten that back leg. Top hand is up. Drop the back heel, warrior two. Hands down. Step forward, feet next to each other. Step the left foot back, big distance, knee down. Arms up. Right wrist on the right knee. Activate that left thigh back. Dropping the back heel, arms are parallel to the floor, warrior two. Step forward. Last standing pose. Right foot back, big distance. Triangle pose. So if you've got long legs, you're quite a big distance. Front foot's bisecting the back, both legs are straight for now. Back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Hands on your hips. Bend the back knee as deeply as you can. Front leg is straight. Arms are parallel to the mat. Arms are up. And you're in a prayer position. Now we switch the bend in the knees. We straighten the back leg and bend the front knee. Back leg is straight. We're in warrior two legs. Warrior two, arms are out to the side. Arms are up. Straighten the front leg, so both legs are straight. We're stretching up with both hands. Arms are parallel to the mat. Keep your hips where they are, reaching as far forward as you can. Drop the front hand to the wrist, stretching up to the top hand. Triangle pose. Pulling that hip back, up. Hand on the hip, step forward. Other side, keep the symmetry. Step your left foot back, big distance. So there's an equal distance between our feet, quite a wide spread. Front leg is straight back, knees bent. Back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Arms are parallel to the mat. Arms up, stretching up. Hips are sinking down. Now we're in prayer. Switch the bend of the knees. So the front knee bends, the back leg is straight. Arms are parallel to the mat. Arms up. Both legs are straight. Stretch up. Spread the arms parallel to the mat. Keep the hips where they are and triangle pose. Down with the front hand, stretching up with the back hand. Pulling the hips back and up. Hands on hips. Step forward. How are you feeling? Don't type. Cool. I'm trying to vary things slightly. I think we need to change the rhythm. Let's invert ourselves against the wall. So I've got a little bit of a window here between the curtains, but otherwise find a place on the wall. Kneel down with your feet on the skirting boards. Hands are spread wide. You can rotate your mat in front of you if you want, as long as you're not going to slip with your hands. Hands are spread wide, like shoulder width apart. Fingers are spread. The eyes of your elbows face each other for maximum power, so there's a micro bend in the elbows. And when you're ready, walk up the wall. Walk as high as you can. Get your body into a straight plank. Your heels are as high as possible. Grip the mat with your hands. Hold it for as long as is comfortable. Maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, wherever you're at. Just, if it's too much, come down. If you're enjoying it, stay up a bit longer. Like you would stand tall, try and handstand tall. Let the adjustments happen. Activate the heels upwards, stretching through the sensitive bits. And then when you've had enough, slowly walk down. Come down to child's pose. With the tops of your feet. Sink your groins down. Maybe you want to rest your forehead on the ground. Hands on the back of your bum. Okay. Half moon pose supported by the wall. So step forward so you're about a leg length away from the wall. Now I'm going to be standing on my right foot and I'm lifting my left up to the wall. The standing foot's pointing away from the skirting board. The wall foot is parallel to the skirting board. I'm trying to straighten this leg, but if you're in a bent knee position, that's fine. You're driving the thigh back. Hip is lifting. Your fingertips are there to support you. Move your hips around a bit. Hips are lifting. Perhaps it feels good. Look to the side. If you want to go into the full position, arm up. And then you stretch up, trying to get those top fingertips as high as you can. Neck is relaxed. You can look down. You can look to the side, look up. It also feels good. Quite an intense pose. We're going to do the reverse of it now. So the top hand comes down. The wall foot faces the floor. Try and straighten out. So shoulders are pressing forward. And then that opposite right arm goes up. And you're looking to the opposite side. We're still lengthening from heel to top of head, but we twisted. Driving to both thighs, back of the thighs, into the hamstrings. Okay, top hand down, drop the foot, forward bend. Toes are lifting, hips are lifting, relax the back of your neck. Shoulders are lifting. And then when you're ready, lift the other foot up onto the wall. So I'm standing on my left foot, my right foot's on the wall. Get your alignment so that your feet are at 90 degrees to each other. Everything is 90 degrees or parallel. When you're ready, hands on the hips. Top hips lifting. Top hand down. All foot facing the floor. Opposite arm up. Okay, feet down, bend the knees, hands on the hips, come up. A little sun salute, forward bend, backwards sequence. Give yourself time to catch your breath. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, pull the hips back, fingertips down. Hands flat on the mat, step back to plank. Knees down, flip onto the tops of the feet. Chest pressing forward, shoulders pulling back. Lift the thighs. Pressing down into the tops of the feet, thighs are lifting. Back onto all fours, tuck your toes. Shoulders press forward, straighten your legs. Downward dog. Okay, back to plank. Keeping your elbows close to your body, bend your elbows, come down into press down position, Chaturanga, holding it there for a breath or two, and then release all the way down. Now you're lying on your belly, on the mat, hand upon hand, forward on your hands. Now try and focus your breath through your nose down into your kidney area. Can you breathe breath into the lower part of your body? Picture penetrating that area with your breath. Don't let the spine rise. Let it broaden. Get into the subtlety of the stiffness around that sacral iliac area through your breathing. As you activate with your inhale, you don't let the spine rise, but you use the compression to drive breath into your body. Okay, knees are apart, wide on the mat. Your feet are touching. Reach your hands forward on your fingertips. Fingertips are as far forward as possible. Knees are off the ground. Okay, if you can, reach back with your hands, grab your ankles. Now pull your knees together, press the shins back. Shins are pulling back, pulling the shoulders back. Relax your neck. Driving back with the shins, up with the soles of the feet. Let go, relax, forward along your hands. Wiggle your hips from side to side. And then hands beneath the shoulders. Press up to all fours. Hands are broad on the mat. Downward dog, straighten the legs. Walk the feet together. Right leg up, reaching up into the heel. And then sweep the bent knee through between the hands. Keep the back knee off the ground. We're in a prayer. Driving that back thigh up, back. Back leg is driving, pulling back. Slowly, elbows touch the ground. Holding it there. Pressing that back thigh up. Neck is relaxed. Shoulders are touching the ground. Back thigh is pressing up. Lengthening from the heel to the top of your head. Holding it there. 2 more breaths. Okay, hands wide on the mat. Step back to downward dog. Feet are together. You're on high tiptoes. Left leg up to the sky. Sweep the bent knee through between the hands. Pressing the back leg up, back thighs pressing up, knees off the ground. Arms out to the side, reaching up. And you're in a prayer. Back thigh keeps driving up. Slowly, move deliberately, elbows touch the ground. But otherwise you're lifting. Especially that right thigh, that right hip behind you, pressing upwards. Back of the neck is long and relaxed. Okay, hands down, step back to downward dog. Walk all the way to the top of the mat. Step your right knee back and down. Okay, now we're kneeling. Hips are above the back knee. Front foot is below the front knee. Arms out to the side. And rotate so that your right hand grabs that right ankle, backhand hand. Stretch the front hand up. Now you can look to the side or you can look forward. Reach up. Okay, hands are parallel to the mat. Press down into that knee, reaching up into the hip. Front hand down, floor, the inside of the foot, stretching up. It's like a kneeled version of the side angle pose we do so many of. Okay, back up to prayer. Sets us up nicely for this one, which is right elbow to the left knee, that twisted. Firmly, hands press into each other, elbows digging firmly into the knee, and when you're ready, you activate that right thigh, straightening the leg. Twisted lunge. Okay, hands down, step forward with the right foot, back with the left. Back knee down. Get the hip above the knee, the back knee, and then the front ankle is beneath the front knee. So you're in a right angled box here. Arms are out to the side, and then rotate so that left hand grabs the back left foot. Stretching up, either looking to the side or looking to the front. You're grabbing that ankle perhaps, or your shin behind you, calf, stretching up with the front hand. Hands are parallel to the mat now. It's like warrior two, kneeling. Front fingertips down, back hand up. Fingertips are just touching, but everything else is pulling upwards. Back up to prayer. Left elbow to the right knee. Firm. Lift your torso. Activate that left thigh, back leg. Lengthen from heel to the top of the head. Hands down. Step forward. Kneel. Now we're kneeling hip width apart. We're going to go into the camel. Our feet are hip width apart. We're on the tops of our feet. Hands start off on your hips. Lift your hips and press them forward. Now stretch up. Press your hips forward a bit. Stretch up. Okay, hands down. We're kneeling. Hips are lifting and forward, and if you can, reach your hands back and either grab your thigh, your calves or your heels. Hips press forward, chest lifts, relax the neck, gaze up. Strange position this, just stay here for a while, pressing forward with this arched torso and then come out of it. Bend the knees, release. That can be quite an intense one, that camel. Okay, we're going to quieten down. One or two sitting twists, sitting stretches. So, you're sitting on the mat. Broaden your bum bones, like use your hands to actually stretch your sitting bones apart. Right foot, the sole of the foot comes up on the inside thigh. Putting that knee back. Now again, broaden the sitting bones if you can. Trying to swivel your hips in a forwards direction so that your lower back leaves the ground tilting slightly forward. Shoulders are lifting. Pressing down into the thigh of that extended leg. Stretch up. So really focus on pressing down with that front thigh. Trying to lift and lengthen your lower back. Okay, drop your hands, grab that big toe if you can. If you can't reach it, around the lower shin, but otherwise grab the big toe. The big toe is pressing forward. Now there's activation here. I'm just going to swivel sideways. There's like a triangle, which is your torso, your arms, and your leg. If you see the geometry of that, try and grow that triangle. So you're pressing down with the leg, up with the shoulders. Pressing forward with the toe, back with the shoulders. So we're really lengthening, using the bind to lengthen our spine. That left thigh is pressing vigorously down. It takes a while. Stay in the activated pose. If you're not feeling anything, try and activate in the direction of the cue and breathe. Sometimes it takes a while to unfreeze the stiffness. Stay in this pose, active, active. Only you know if you're working hard in this position. And then release. Switch sides. So your left foot up to your right thigh. Sole of the foot's on the inside of the thigh. Broaden your bum bones. Stretching up. That front thigh is pressing down. My toes are spread and lifting, so I'm activating the foot, stretching up. Drop the hands, grab the big toe if you can, pressing forward with that toe. Shoulders are lifting, thigh pressing down. Trying to lengthen the spine, neck is relaxed. You're activating only one side of the body here. Other side's relatively passive at this stage. And then release. That can be a strange one in the beginning, but it's worth persisting. Okay, right knee's bent, left foot is over the right knee. Twist, we've done this one most times, you might be familiar with it. Pulling the shin towards you. Left hand's pulling on that left knee, right hand is up. Hook the elbow in front of the knee. Other hand behind you to support, palm faces the front. Dig the elbow into the knee to generate twist between the sitting bones and the shoulders. Neck is relaxed. Sit tall on the inhale. Twist on the exhale, wringing out your organs. If you want, you can drop that front hand down underneath the leg. Behind you, reach behind you. Right hand grabs the left wrist point. Use that bind to sit tall and really get extra twist. Otherwise, come out of it. And if you're bound, untwist and come out of it. Switch to the other side. Front left knee is bent. My right foot is hooked over the knee. Pulling the shin towards me. Reaching up with my left arm. Pressing the knee towards me. Hooking the elbow in front of the knee. Palm facing the front. Backhand supports me. Stretching up. Sitting bones pressing down. Lengthening through the length line. Twisting as the bones on the exhale. Breathe and lengthen through the most sensitive part. Or the stiffest part. Target the areas with no movement. Release. Great work. I think that was the physical asana component. Let's cool down with a little bit of breathing. So you can sit in any way you want, in a chair or on your mat. Nice to sit a bit lifted, so on books, or roll up your mat into a sausage, give yourself a bit of lift. My knees are spread wide, I'm sitting in a kind of a cross-leg position. I'm on the fronts of my shins and knees, feet. going to be quiet for a few minutes. Try and keep your attention within the room. Sitting tall. Cultivating a sense of contentment and ease with your breathing. Try and limit your thoughts to just observing your breath. Scan your body so that you are sitting relaxed and easy. As much as possible, purely just observe your breath. Try and witness its quality and improve its quality through a little breathing practice of one nostril breathing. So manipulating your nostrils with the thumb and the last two fingers. The top of the nostrils as light as you need to. Block the one nostril. Inhale deeply through the other, pulling down into the diaphragm on the inhale. Switch sides on the exhale. Inhale through the same nostril. Always switch on the exhale. Inhale through the same nostril. Switching on the exhale. Keep going. Lengthen the inhale, pulling down. As long an exhale as possible. If there's any jerkiness, just observe it. Next time, slightly smoother. Really be quite active with your diaphragm, using your muscles to breathe quite loudly at this point. Now keep the length and vigor, but soften it. Soften it slightly. As much volume per breath as possible. If there's any jerkiness, try and work towards equal inhale, equal exhale. Five more rounds in silence. Let go of the hands. One bonus one. And then final posture. We can spend another minute or two lying on our backs. Legs are straight out, palms facing up. You can have your knees bent, knees touching if you want. And a final stretch, reaching your heels away, fingertips up. You bend your knees, lift your hips up and roll over onto your right arm. And then make your way up. Bless your sweat. Thanks for sticking with it. That was a bit longer than expected. I hope you feel improved from before the lesson, the session. And have a wonderful evening. Namaste. Cheers.